Hello friends, welcome to this latest episode of 5 minutes, please, bus 1 minute. Today, I would love to continue from where I left other day. That was the day when we talked about the decision many people like me took about 30, 40 years ago. Were we justified in deciding to send our wards abroad? Was it a good decision? Or was it a decision which could have been different? Anyways, now once you have decided and lots of water has flown through the Satluj, now you cannot do much about it. The time has passed. Time is a great factor. And change is the only thing which is permanent. And lots of changes have taken place since many people like me who are in their 50s, 60s or 70s when they decided to send their wards abroad. Okay, we agree, we all agree, and we have no two opinions about it. Okay, it was only in the interest of our wards. We wanted a good future for them. We wanted they should live wherever they live. They should live happily. Their talent should be recognized. Their work should be recognized. They should get good job opportunities. They should work on their careers and make a dignified living wherever they live. So that was the underlining principle of sending them abroad. Fine, it may still be the same. Parents still are keen that since the job opportunities are shrinking, problems like drugs, corruption, population explosion are multiplying, and future looks very bleak and uncertain. That is why the parents are still gambling. I'm not saying deciding, but they're gambling to send their wards abroad by taking loans, by resorting to any means, both legal and illegal, to push their wards out of India, send them abroad, maybe to Western world, maybe to Europe, maybe to down under, to Australia and New Zealand, maybe elsewhere. But they don't want them to stay on in India and face frustrations, rejections and dejections. All right, everybody has a right to plan for his or her future, fine. But what about people or youngsters who with hard-earned money of their parents, they go abroad and get deviated from their track. They get onto the wrong track. Every day, newspapers, media channels, TV channels, social media channels are full of stories of misdoings of our youth, misdoing of our student community that has gone abroad, managed to go abroad. Their communication skills are very poor. Their ability to adjust to a disciplined environment those abilities are very limited. They are no more acceptable in their new environs. New environs, I mean abroad. They don't get quickly accepted or assimilated into the new social environment where they have landed. So even the community that migrated to those countries many years ago, even they are not very happy with the newcomers coming from South Asia, especially India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. They think they all are not bad, but 5%, 10%, they are bad elements. So they are bringing bad name to the entire community. I remember a similar story when I was part of a delegation that was invited by Government of Australia to study the problem facing Indian students there. So there was a lot of violence against Indian students. They were targeted. But when we went there, we got the other side of the story. We came to know that these youngsters, when they land in Australia, they get into or they resort to vulgar display of their wealth. They would display publicly their cell phones. They would talk loudly in the trains. They would shout at each other. They would create scenes at public places, which the local population didn't like. It is why there were reactions and there were clashes, and at times, Indian students, they landed in trouble, and they even had police cases against them. They even suffered physical harm to their bodies. So that was a situation which the Government of Australia, in support and cooperation with Indian community leaders in Australia, managed to control. Some of the private colleges were closed. Admissions to Australia were restricted. And those steps taken those years, in about 20 years ago, they helped in controlling the situation and restore good, amiable environment between international students and the local community. So, but Canada and USA are still facing those problems which the students faced in Australia about 20 years ago. And everywhere, it is very sad to hear a very oft repeated comment. They come with pocket filled with dollars, and they go back in coffins. So a number of students who have gone abroad looking for green pastures there, they die under mysterious circumstances. Some even commit suicides because they are not able to make both ends meet. And since they are already under a debt and they don't have enough money to sustain themselves on foreign soils abroad, especially in North America, so they resort to all sorts of illegal things to make money and stay afloat. But that doesn't help. So ultimately, when they get called and they bring bad name to the community, they bring bad name to their parents, their institutions, so they face, except for an ouster, or they are asked to leave, or maybe they are sent back. So that is very unfortunate situation. So everybody is welcome to go anywhere he or she likes, but you have to respect the local laws, the local communities, and also the norms which those societies have set for themselves for a peaceful and friendly coexistence. They supplement each other, they complement each other, they support each other, but they don't become hostile to each other. The moment those hostilities, they start growing, the problems start multiplying, and then the fresh immigrants or new migrants, they get into trouble, they get into hot waters, they face deportation. So that is a situation which is totally avoidable, and I thought we must sit together, parents, students, their advisors, their teachers, and also the well-meaning people in the society, both here and abroad, and decide how and what is the best way for the newcomers to adjust themselves to the new environs, for a dignified way of life, and for scripting success stories as were done by their ancestors, their parents, or their elders. So I thought I must share these points with you all, and tomorrow I will share another important subject. So till then, goodbye. Stay happy, stay calm.